pulling this down until it starts to look somewhat normal. Okay, so even something like that, you might go, this doesn't look normal, but it is much better than where we were before. Look at this. Like, look at how balanced our image is looking now. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit more contrast. I'm going to use my S curves, and I'm just going to go here and lift this up. And then I'm going to create one more point, and I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. Take this. And this is looking pretty nice. And just look at it, guys. Okay? Like, this happened right away. And if I hover over her skin, look at the skin indicator and look at where my skin is sitting. So before, the skin was just all over the place. And then after correcting it, it's where it's supposed to be. Okay? So that's the first one. Let's go back in here. Let's jump into this shot now. And let's park on our hero frame right here. And once again, there's tons of green. So that's what we see here. We're going to start off with our offset. I'm going to pull that out. And I'm just focusing on her skin. And I'm going to park it somewhere around here. And if I do before and after, we are looking pretty good. But let's just see. Hold on. So this is looking way better, okay? Just look at, again, her skin tones here, her skin tones here, looking much better. And once again, I'm just going to create a little bit of a S-curve here. I'm going to really crank that up. And then another point to just have some contrast. And if we do before and after, I mean, just look at it, right? So like our whites right now, as you can see, so like if I hover over to her skin, is looking perfect. There's a little bit of warmth, and that's because there's tungsten lights, okay? So that's what's creating this warmth. But if you want to pull this out, we can easily do that again by using our offsets. So like, look, I'm bringing that warmth down, but I'm not necessarily sacrificing for anything else. So if I go on her skin tones right now, and you can still see the skin tones are pretty good. Like, I mean, look at that, right? So like the skin tones are looking really good. So how green our image was to like where we ended up. And this is where we are for this image, okay? Just by using our offsets. And now we're gonna look at this shot right here. So let me park right here. This is a good frame. And like, just look at our skin tones right now where they're sitting. Okay, so this image is just absolutely gone. I'm going to start with our offset, and I'm really going to just pull it down. I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. And now you look at all this blue, lifted blues right here. So we're going to control that by using our log wheel. I'm going to go under my shadows, and I'm going to start pulling this blue down. Now there's like more green in our midtones. So I'm going to go under my gamma, and I'm going to try to pull this down, okay? So I'm just going to even it out. I'm just looking at her skin. I'm looking at the white jacket that this girl is wearing, and I'm balancing that out. So just look at this, how fast that was. And once again, we're just going to create a little bit of S-curve, nothing too crazy. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to have another point right here. And if we just look at it, guys, what we did and how we balanced it, I mean, look at this. Like, right here, and boom, just like that. So these three shots, we were able to balance them out in seconds. So now you guys know how to properly balance any sort of footage. Now, shot matching basics and one size fits all no tree is going to be covered in depth during the Q&A section. And don't forget, you will get a downloadable version of the power grade that we're going to create in a one size fits all no tree, and then use it however you like at the end of this training. All right, listen, told you resolve is easy, right? Piece of cake, done and done. Now, here's the thing. You should still get excited, and let me tell you why. It might have felt like you were drinking through a fire hose, right? Like just information overload. That is because there's only so much we can cover in a webinar. It doesn't matter. We could be here for 8 hours and I still can't cover everything. Now, fortunately, I literally took a decade worth of experience and trickled it into this course that I call
Freelance Colorist Masterclass. Freelance Colorist Masterclass teaches you the why behind the how. Okay? How to turn your hard skills into a sustainable career. That means everything. I know too many people that are killing the game in terms of their skill set, but they cannot turn that into profit. They're suffering and they have these full time jobs that are not even remotely close to what their skill set is just because they don't know how to translate their hard skills into something that's sustainable as a career. This course is basically 10 courses into one, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's just jump right in. This is the big picture. This is the overview of the entire masterclass. So you have 10 core modules, but then we have 6 sub modules that I'm going to share with you in a moment. So let's just deep dive a little bit and go through each module so you can get an idea of what's covered. Conform is that process where you bring your footage in and out of Resolve, okay? And you're going to learn everything about it. And just look how funny that is. Like on the left side, all this content is just on top of like what is in this module. So when you're downloading the course materials for Conform, you can just go ahead and take your time, watch all this stuff on the left side and get familiar with DaVinci Resolve. If you're a beginner, I tell everybody that you do not need any skills to take this course. If you are just a filmmaker and you have never used Resolve before, this is a perfect course for you, okay? Then we move on to cameras module. This is where you're going to learn how to get the best image out of whatever camera it is that you're using. So you can see it on the right-hand side, Alexa, Red, Canon, a Pocket 4K, Sony a6500 DJI. I've pretty much covered every major camera under the sun here. You're also going to get manufacturers' LUT packs. So these are some things that are really hard to find sometimes on your own. So you're going to get access to that here, just one click, and you'll have the right LUT from the manufacturer for your specific camera. So all that is included here. Then we jump into the bread and butter as a colorist. Color correction is everything, okay? A lot of people skip through this because it just sounds kind of boring. But I can tell you right now, 90% of my paycheck comes from this skill right here. Clients are not looking for experimentation most of the time. They want their stuff to look clean. That's it. That's all you're going to get. They're going to say, make it pop, make it look clean, done and done. And nothing is going to help you with that more than color correction and this module in particular. Then we jump into probably everybody's biggest problem, which is shot matching. So sure, you get really good at grading one shot. You spend 4 hours on it, then you move on to the next shot. Well, on a documentary, you'll usually have thousands of shots. On a music video, you can have up to 300, 400 shots, and you have to do it all in a day, right? Like that's the time frame that you will have. So how can you do that? You have to learn how to shot match. There's so many tools, hidden tools inside Resolve that you need to learn in order to do that right. Everything is covered in this module and then some, and you obviously going to get practice footage so you can like really follow along everything that I'm showing you. Then we're going to jump into probably everybody's favorite module, color grading. This is where you become a tastemaker. This is where you're going to become somebody's go-to guy or girl. This is where you become irreplaceable. Okay. And just look at the kind of looks that we're going to be creating. Stuff that's very hot right now and very in. Like this is what's happening right now. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the fastest way possible. Then we move on to studio setup, regardless of your budget. Like if you have unlimited money, if you are just a come up, if you are broke and you have $0, how can we maximize and hook you up with equipment that's going to get you started? I'm even going to show you how to find the best deals in this module. So like a lot of value packed in there, okay? Then we move on to one of my favorite modules in the course, freelance module, and literally it's freelance colorist masterclass for a reason, okay? Because I take a lot of pride in that. If any of you have been following me, you're seeing my journey, right? Like 2 years ago, no social media presence, 0 followers everywhere, and 2 years later, where we are, and 4,000 plus members in the masterclass. I mean, that is incredible, especially for the price point and for this many people to join the masterclass. It blows my mind. It's because the stuff works. The stuff that's in here works. This module alone, people that took it seriously, their career just skyrocketed, okay? So stuff here really works, and I just get granular. This is not high-level stuff. This is like me showing you how to build an invoice, how to present an invoice so you can start charging more for your work, how to come off professional. It's not fake it till you make it. It is like, hey, how do you become that? You know, where you get what you're worth. So all that is going to be covered in here. Then we're going to move on to the bonus module. This is like one-off stuff, like things that I hear